Hey everybody, my name is Derrick Harper. I'm going to give it about 15 seconds and let everybody join, and then I'm going to kind of dig in on the topic at hand, which is why some accounts that were removed from your credit file, why they pop back up. And I'll explain that in further detail to you guys and why certain things happen, and to go over if it's legal or illegal, and kind of break down the laws to explain that. So let's give it a couple more seconds to see who joins us. All right, so my name is Derrick Harper, and I received a lot of inbox messages, and I haven't had a chance to respond. And I try to respond as much as possible, but I have to remind myself that there's certain restrictions that I face as well as a professional. So therefore, I try to put it into videos because, if I actually gave you one-on-one information about your credit file, I can't give that information for free because I can give that to, specific credit file information about your report only if you're a client. But if you're not, I can give you summarized info and things like that, but I can't go too far into detail because if you use that information out of context, I can be held liable for actually informing you that way. So I don't want to get, in trouble with you guys. But it's not that serious. So that's why I wanted to touch the topic today of why some things get removed from your credit file and they pop back up. I've been getting this a lot lately, and actually there's nothing wrong with that because a lot of different times I want to break it down and try to make it as simple as possible. Now let's say if I came to you and I borrowed $300 and I owe you $300 and you're trying to collect the debt on me, or you're a third-party company, third-party debt collector trying to collect on me $300, and so I pretty much proved that you didn't own the debt, and under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act you had to abide by. So to prevent yourself from getting a lawsuit, there's certain steps that you would take. I'm gonna dig back into that, but if I owe you $300 and you can no longer report it to my credit file, let's say let's break it down to a car term. Let's say if you're going to trade in your car and it was worth about 12 grand and your transmission was bad and you knew that the transmission was bad, and they start test driving the car and the transmission doesn't have any problems. Now you know that if it's a great test drive and they do a great evaluation on it and they say the car is actually good, you'll get more on trade-in. Would you then stop and say, hey, actually the transmission is messed up, so being that the transmission is messed up, you guys got to give me a lot less for it? So 9 times out of 10 it probably won't happen like that. And debt collectors think the same way. So if I can no longer collect the debt or report it on your credit file, because reporting is actually, by law, collecting the debt. So if I can't do that anymore and somebody's trying to actually buy the debt from me, I'm not going to let the new debt collector know that I can't report on you anymore or it's been removed from your credit file. I'm going to try to get as much as possible for that debt, so that the new debt collector can have it, and they're going to go do the same thing with that same account that you got removed. So that's why I want to dig in a little bit. Under the FDCPA, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and that regulates third-party debt collectors. Basically, it says that you have to be notified within 30 days of a addition to your credit report. Now, I know a lot of you guys get that letter saying, hey, I own the debt now, you got 30 days to prove that this debt is not valid, or I'm going to go ahead and put it on your credit file. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people that have been through the program says, oh yeah, that's already been removed from my credit file, they can't do anything, without paying attention to the name of that third-party debt collector. That doesn't mean that they can't put it back on your credit. It's a new debt collection company. So let's say you go to the hospital, or I'm going to just use Comcast for example. Let's say you get a $300 Comcast bill and you get it removed. Let's say Convergent had it and they put it on your credit. You got it removed because they couldn't prove that they own the debt and a lot of things like that. So hey, it's been removed. You guys removed it. Hey, thank you, point boosters. That's fine. All of a sudden they sell it to Midland Credit, which is usually buys other debts, but let's just use their name. Let's say Midland Credit gets the account And they send you the letter, hey, 30 days, you better prove that it's yours or we're going to go ahead and collect on it. And all of a sudden you forget to do that and it pops back up on your credit file. Now, does that mean that the same account popped on your credit file? No, actually, it doesn't mean that the account kept coming back. It means that another third-party debt collector owns the debt now, or says they own the debt now, and they gave you the 30 days to actually speak. It's actually the reverse of an estoppel by silence, because once you use the estoppel, that gives you a certain amount of time to give them time to talk. So they gave you 30 days to talk. You forgot about it, or you didn't speak in the 30 days that they gave you, and now it's on your credit file. You have to go through the same process of getting it removed as you got the last one removed. So now let's go into third party. What is a third party debt collector? I mean, we all know what third party is, just like third person. So, hey, person A owes person B. Now, person A owes person B. Person D is the person reporting your credit. That's the credit bureaus. That's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Person B, yeah, you actually owe me, but I don't want to collect the debt. I can actually sell that debt off to somebody or write it off. Now, I can sell the debt, I can actually sell the debt collection to person C. Person C, you have no relationship with them, but they own the debt now. They actually bought the debt from person B, which is Comcast. So once they bought the debt, they actually reported to person D saying, hey, person A owes person B, but keep in mind, this is person C. Person C is only telling what person B told him about person A, which is you. You're person A. So make sure, let me get a chance to read that. Remove an account that the client is trying to sell the account for less than the amount owed so it doesn't re-report. I'll touch that in a second. I actually just had that happen. So Tiffany had a question of, would you recommend after the removal of an account, the client has to settle the account for less than the amount owed so it doesn't re-report? Now, a lot of times, collecting a debt, if they agree to you in writing and says, hey, if you give me $125 and you got it in writing, it'll be closed out and I can't collect on it. So keep in mind, you can't collect means uncollectible means that they'll zero the balance out of what you owe them, not zero the balance out of the initial account of whatever it is. But if you made a payment arrangement, never make a payment arrangement until you have fully validated that they own the debt. That's why a lot of people, you can just send letters in and get it disputed. Believe me, I've been in this industry for a while, and I like to call myself one of the, I think I'm very knowledgeable, and I still learn on how to do things. So don't get tricked into thinking it's very simple when I'm still out here learning. And as I learn, I try to go ahead and pass it through. But a lot of times when a person doesn't own the debt, you got to keep in mind a lot of third-party debt collectors don't even own the debt. They actually buy spreadsheets a lot of the times. I hate to refer to anybody in a derogatory manner, but I really I've been finding myself referring to a lot of third-party debt collectors as scum, and I hate to use that word because it's real degrading. But at the end of the day, some of them are. Some of them call you and say, "Hey, we own the debt. We're gonna send you to court." Blah blah blah. 9 times out of 10, they probably don't even own the debt. Now, it's a possibility that you can make a payment arrangement with a person that's reporting something on your credit file, zero the balance out, and legally have to pay the person who really owns the debt. So you just lost the money. There's so many scam companies out here that's going and buy spreadsheets of debt, collecting on it, and then turning right around. You done paid them, you thinking it's removed from your credit file. Another credit bureau or another creditor actually pops back up who really owns the debt. Once you try to validate and they show full validation, guess what? You have to pay it, and they can sue you on it, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So make sure that before you go in to pay any debt accounts, I like to call debt accounts collection. The reason why a collection is a debt account because it doesn't report every month. Make sure that if it's something that you're paying every month, try to pay it off. But when it comes to a collection, that's a debt account. Find as much information about that account before anything. Do not pay anybody who hasn't fully proved to you that they own that account. And it doesn't even necessarily, it's something as simple as, let's say if I'm in the state of North Carolina or Georgia or Florida, and the debt collector actually bought this debt over there. Did you know that in your state, they actually have to have a foreign entity to collect any money out of your state? It's the same with anything else. If you're going to collect money from the clients in that state, you got to be either a debt collection firm licensed in that state with a foreign entity or something like that, or formed a new LLC in that state or whatever. So what I've been finding a lot is some of these debt collectors can't even verify or validate that they're authorized under the, by law. Somebody's calling me, sorry about that. Yeah, can't even validate by law that they, that they can legally collect in your state. So, like I said, it's a lot easier than just sending a letter out. To be honest, we're not even a dispute letter type company. We actually use the laws in place. And did you know under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there's over 300 pieces of criteria that your debt collectors and credit bureaus have to follow. 9 times out of 10, and under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, it's 277 pieces of criteria that they have to follow. And to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, that person making $11 an hour to make that call to you, if they making that or getting paid on commission, they don't know what all of those are. They are just going by a spreadsheet that they have, trying to collect as much as they can. So I hope this helped explain why an account can legally pop back up that you got removed from your credit file. Keep in mind that if you get something removed from the credit file, does not 100% guarantee you that you don't owe them, because they can come back next month and sue you. So the credit restoration process, you're removing it from a data furnisher. It's a private company. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. There's others out there, but I don't want to dig into those. But you can get it removed from there, and you can legally get sued on it probably in the next month or two or whatever. So when you get an account removed, that doesn't 100% necessarily mean that you don't owe that debt collector, because they can still, by law, depending on the statute of limitations of your state, collect on that. So I hope that helped. Go back, watch the video, share it with your best friends. It may help them. And I want to summarize and say it again in case you missed it the first time. What's going on, Jose? That's my buddy from New York. I hope my Giants get it in this year. But honestly, the person that you got it removed from, AT&T, Comcast, Cox, whoever, make sure that whoever's collecting the debt on behalf of them owns the debt. That's all I can say. If they don't own the debt, you can be stuck in actually paying for that debt, getting sued on it from another, the person who owns that debt, and having it on your credit report from somebody else. So it's a lot deeper than sending dispute letters, folks. And if anybody's out here telling you, oh, you can go Google this information, it's a reason why this company is successful. It's a reason why your credit specialist is as successful as he or she is, because we put in countless hours around the clock researching information to help you guys. And it's not just a dispute letter. I mean, I got free dispute letters on the website, and I guarantee you that it'll probably account for only like 10 to 20%. So digging deeper, I just want to make sure that you guys know that 90% of the ones who are actually good at their job use the laws in place and don't use the typical not mine, not mine, not mine disputes, sending them to you in the mail, letting you be accountable for fraud. So be careful if anybody's sending you those type of letters. So I hope this helped. Don't want to get too long-winded. It's Monday, and I got a lot to do today. So I hope it helped. God bless you guys. Talk to you later.